how are you? I just want to preface this video with possibly one of the most obvious things ever, is that 12-week challenges are fucking bullshit. You heard me right? 12-week challenges are fucking bullshit. 8-week challenges are fucking bullshit. 4-week challenges are bullshit. All those things. There's so many bullshit things around at the moment. It is fucking unreal. Absolutely unreal how much bullshit there is. We're gonna go over that today. So, before I go on and start ranting about it, I want to hear what you guys have to say about 12-week challenges, 8-week challenges, 4-week challenges, fucking 28-day challenges, 35-day, 56-day, whatever. All that sort of stuff, right? Because, in my opinion, they're fucking bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit. But other than that, as always, other than going over this and talking about this, and I'll give you my thoughts on it and all that, we're going to be answering all your questions. So when you do have questions, comment them below. Alright? Now I'm just going to do my little multitasking thing, and I'm going to share this up in the street community right now, and then we are going to get on into it. Who have we got online? Alex, how are you, big fella? Michael, Nafiz, legends, good to have you here. Who else we got? Can't see, it's not telling me today. Yeah, that's weird. Alright, I'll share this up and then we'll get on into it. Because Dad said, these things are bullshit. 12-week challenges? What the fuck? What can you achieve in 12 weeks? Like, really? 12 weeks is hardly any time whatsoever. Like, you literally can't change your life in 12 weeks. Although a lot of people would love that. And I guess that's the thing, isn't it? Because everyone just wants to have, you know, the quickest fix. You know, an immediate fix. No, you know, effort, no sustained effort. They want to work for, you know, 8 weeks or 4 weeks, fucking 20-something days. And then get the rest of their life changed and never have to do it again. Like, health isn't like that. It's a constant process of fixing, improving, working. You know, you don't just get, you don't just work for a little bit and then fucking instantly healthy for the rest of your life. Nothing about it. But I literally work on it every single day to get where I am. I've been working on it every single day for like the last, oh Jesus, you know, fuck, 10 years now I've been training. 10 years, and I'm 24. Yes, I'm only 24, baby. Right, yeah, I'll show this up now. Boom, shared there. Now guys, also, if you're a little bit backwards and you're not a part of the street community yet, a little bit slow, because that's it, you should be a member of it by now if you're not already. I'm just writing it up here. The top link will take you straight to the street community, so you can get onto there. Boom. Right, now Alex has come out with something. He said 12-week things, 12-week challenges or short-term challenges are great for motivation, keeping you on track and accountable, but you don't take into account the many months or years beforehand which go into it. It's not like a product that you buy off the shelf. You need to use it or lose it. It's 100% correct. See, my big thing with 12-week challenges is that it's fucking 12 weeks, or 8 weeks. What do you really expect to happen in that time, okay? Your body constantly changes. So, if you give it stimulus, alright, if you make your body adapt to being healthier, it will in turn be healthier. You'll improve your insulin sensitivity, you'll reduce your levels of inflammation, you'll improve your hormones, all those sorts of things. But, do you really expect this to take place over a period of 12 weeks? You know, do you really expect to go from being, 70 kilos and skinny fat up to, where I am at 90, 95 kilos and, 5, 6, 7, 8% body fat? It's not going to happen like that in 12 weeks. And a heap of people just are really, really pushing that all the time. They're constantly going for it. They're really they're making it out as if 12-week challenges are the way to go when they're really, really not. The reason why, number one, the reason why I think the 12-week challenges are bullshit. No, not why I think. Why they are bullshit, straight up. Alright, there's nothing to do with me. They're just straight up bullshit. The reason why 12-week challenges are straight up bullshit is because you're working for 12 weeks, and when you're working for 12 weeks, you go hard. You push yourself. Cuzzy's just said here, he's done them all before, right? He's done these things before. You just do a shitload of cardio and you eat bugger all, right? That is literally summing up a 12-week challenge where you're trying to deprive your body so hard and you're trying to push, putting more stress, and trying to lose more fat, all right, and get leaner, without worrying about the causes, without worrying about the effects or what is possibly going to be happening afterwards. You see, nobody gives a fuck if they look good for 12 weeks. Like, really, because you guys honestly look at me in the eye and say, I would be happy peaking for 12 weeks of my life and then the rest of it living fat and not being happy with how I look? No, the answer is straight up no. So what the fuck is the point of doing a 12-week challenge when that is it? The 12-week challenge, the goal of a 12-week challenge is to get you as lean as possible, to lose as much fat as possible, or to change your body as much as possible within that time frame and not give a fuck about what happens afterwards. It's insane. I mean, my whole goal for every single person that I ever work with is to live the life that I do, where you are lean all the time, where you feel good all the time, where you are functioning optimally all the time. That is what you want to do with your training. Not fucking 12 weeks, or not fucking 8 weeks, or 24 days, or whatever these bullshit things are that come out at the moment. What these challenges are, is they are straight up a marketing experiment. They're not even a marketing experiment, they're a tried and tested marketing method. Right? That is it. I've had marketers in the past trying to convince me to sell my programs as 12-week challenges and whatnot. I'm like, no way in hell am I doing that. When you come and you work with me, yes, you might work for a minimum of 8 weeks, but then you continue on. Roughly 90 to 95% of anybody who works with me and my team will stay on, right, for an extended period of time, generally over a year, all right? That is how long we work with people. And that is because that's what works. That's what gets results, and that's what changes people's lives. Because if you can stay lean for a year, if you can lose fat, gain muscle for a year, then you're healthy. You also don't have that pressure of working towards a deadline and getting yourself down into a stupidly calorie restricted state. You've seen a lot of these things, and a lot of these 12-week, 8-week, 4-week challenges, or 24 days or 28 days or whatever the fuck they call them these days, all right? What they do is they put you on a literally bugger all calorie diet. Literally bugger all. They make you exercise a shitload, they stress you out a shitload, okay? And they say, but it's okay, it's only for 12 weeks. And then bang, at the end of the 12 weeks, you're like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna get me some chips, some burgers, some Coke. I'm gonna eat whatever I can and get it straight down the hatch immediately because I'm absolutely dying right now, all right? That is what happens. And that is why so many people, after these 12-week challenges, actually regress further back than what they did when they started. So say, for example, they were at 100 kilos when they started. They get down to 70 or 80 kilos at the end of the 12-week challenge, which is quite common. They'll then blow back out again to 105 or 110 kilos at the end of it. That happens routinely. That happens routinely. And you know what the coaches then say? The coaches will then blame the client. So if you've done a 12-week challenge and then you blow out at the end, they say, oh, well, it's your fault because, you ate too much. Without understanding that when you do a 12-week challenge and you eat fuck all, you completely ruin your reward system, meaning that you get cravings for foods you've never had cravings for before, right? They also don't take into account that they've actually shut down like all your androgenic hormones, the ones which keep you lean, like testosterone. They don't say, oh, actually by doing this 12-week challenge, we're going to completely fuck your hormones. But then they go and blame it on you when you gain extra weight because your hormones are so out of whack. The next thing is that they don't also take into account that when you lose a drastic amount of weight in a very short period of time, it also reduces your thyroid hormone output, which then in turn makes your metabolism go slower. So you burn less calories inherently, which sets you back even further. And that's why it's so easy to gain so much weight after having dieted for so long. These 12-week challenges are absolute fucking bullshit. 12-week, 8-week challenges, they're absolute bullshit because the majority of people will do a challenge, they'll get to the end, they'll binge, and then they'll go back to where they started, and they'll go do another challenge, and then binge again, and go back to where they started, or further back than where they started. Absolute crap. The next thing, which I just touched on then, is that these things are actually not good for you. It is not healthy to lose 30 kilos in 12 weeks. Right? That is not what you should be aiming to do whatsoever. I aim for roughly 1.5% body fat percentage lost per week, or 1 to 1.5% of body weight lost per week. Right? That is it, and that's pretty extreme. That's a fair bit. People are losing 3 kilos a week on these things. That is not good. More is not better, guys. More is not better, particularly when it comes to changing your life. Because if you have a very, very rapid and quick change, your body has a change in the opposite direction. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And that's what your body does, because your body wants to stay balanced. It wants to stay, happy all the time. And when you say to your body, I'm going to lose 3 kilos this week because I'm going to eat 2 parts of fuck all and do a shitload of cardio, your body says, righto, sweet, you do that, but I've got to keep me alive. So I'm going to drop down your energy expenditure, make you feel so sleepy that you can't get out of bed. I'm going to make you feel so anxious that you need to go get food. I'm going to give you hectic cravings. I'm going to kill off all your serotonin so that you need to go eat food. All right? It's working completely against you. So when you put all that stress on it, the body puts stress back on you to try and balance you back out to equilibrium. And then while you're doing this as well, you're super, super stressed. And when you become super stressed, you become more likely to get injured. So people on these challenges will routinely get injured. So they'll do something like they'll tear a muscle, they'll pull a hamstring, they'll do a back, they'll twinge their back, anything like that. They routinely do all this because their body is so stressed. When you are in a stress state and you're in a significant calorie deficit, you inevitably are more at risk of doing damage to yourself by doing an injury, right? It happens all the time. I see it all the time. Particularly my guys in the lead up to comps, all right? They're going really, really hard at it. They're calorie restricted, so I make sure that we really, really look after them and ensure that they're not going to get injured. These fucking 12-week challenge coaches don't do that. They hand you out a fucking cookie cutter diet, cookie cutter cardio, cookie cutter training plan, and they say, there you go, off you go, thank you very much for your $500. I'll see you at the end if you don't die. That's literally it. The other thing about these 12, 8-week challenges and all that sort of stuff is that they're just not long enough. They're not long enough to have any meaningful effect on the body. You can't change your life in 12 weeks. You straight up can't change your life in 12 weeks. Right? It took me years to get lean, to stay lean, and to make sure that I could maintain this. It took years of doing that, okay? And now I'm at a stage where if I want, I can go out and I can eat whatever I want for a day and I won't get fat. Or I can take 2 weeks off training and I won't change my body composition whatsoever. But it takes years, not fucking 12 weeks. And all these people, they're promising you the world. They're saying, all you got to do is, you got to do this 12-week challenge and your life is going to change forever. Well, no, it's fucking not. It's just straight up not going to change your life forever. Okay? It will not happen like that. The body does not work that quickly. After 6 weeks, you will begin to see improvements in insulin sensitivity. All right? In general. I work with some guys where we can get them from being, badly depressed, anxious, aging quite quickly, highly inflamed, and having poor testosterone levels. I can get them to close to 100% within about 8 to 10 weeks, all right? But that's really pushing it. That is using far, far more advanced methods than what any of these bullshit 12-week courses are doing, all right? You can't have any great, meaningful change in your life just by doing a 12-week challenge and then rebounding afterwards and not following suit. It's all about a lifestyle change. It is all about improving yourself for the long run. If you can improve yourself and your habits for the long run and you can educate and gain knowledge, then yes, you're going to be fine. You'll be able to change your life. But doing 12 weeks on fucking 600 calories, doing 2 hours of cardio a day plus an hour of high rep shitty weights, no, it's not going to do anything for you. You're just going to throw everything out the window, okay? So that is my take. That is my take on 12-week challenges. They're fucking bullshit, okay? I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that. So comment below your thoughts, and also comment through any questions that you got. I'm going to start going through some of them now, plus some of the ones which I've got in the Shred community this week, and we're going to keep going on. Alright? What we got? How are you in the fizz? Hey Nu, got a haircut? Yes, I did get a haircut. It's pretty schmick, isn't it? Thanks for noticing, mate. I appreciate it. It's the little things that make me happy. How are you, Jose? Ooh. Al, how are you, legend? Ali agrees with me 100%. Wheels, happy Christmas to you too, mate. Or happy holidays, as we should say in this politically correct day and age. Rightio, sweet. I haven't got any questions through now, but I'm going to go straight over to the Shred community. I would, but my computer's frozen. What's my computer doing? One question I did get from one of my boys, Alex. He asked me about what is the benefit of using BCAAs versus EAAs. It's a really, really good question, man. I recommend, well, first of all, I should preface this with saying that Subito, after 2 years of designing this fucking BCAAs and EAA and electrolyte mix, They've finally released it, okay? So I've been on Sean Cooper, the owner of Sabido. I've been on his back every single week trying to get him to release these fucking things because I designed them. I told him exactly what I wanted in it, and he's finally brought them out. We've finally got it. And pretty much what we've done is we've got 50% BCAA, 50% EAA, and then electrolytes in a mix, right? The reason why I wanted this so bad is because number one, first and foremost, it's a very, very easy way to increase your protein intake by taking amino acids into your workout. Number two, taking amino acids into your workout massively reduces DOMs. Now, so the science is against me on this. The science will say that taking amino acids has no real effect on body composition if you look after your protein intake. And now I always look at that and I'll think, yeah, nah, I completely see different things in the gym. Now the issue with science, right guys, first things first, the issue with science is that science conducts studies and they're not always, necessarily relatable for you and I. See, for example, I somehow don't think the scientists were using people like athletes at the same level as me in these studies. And so pretty much it's largely irrelevant. You've got to really be quite choosy with the information in these studies. And then at the same time, I somehow doubt that they're training as hard as me. Most of these studies on supplementation and whatnot, they use really, really like shit workouts, like real pussy workouts that none of you guys who train with me would ever do. They do like 10 sets of leg extensions and shit like that. And they say, oh, this group grow more on their leg extensions than the other one. It's like, it's really quite irrelevant. But anyway, that's a little bit of a off tangent, bit of a tangent on it. But yeah, pretty much what I was really saying is that the science is against me, okay? I'm saying that BCAAs and EAAs work for increasing, muscle gain and fat loss, but I 100% see it. If you take BCAAs and EAAs in a workout, particularly the one which we've designed with Sabido, all right, what they will do is you'll notice you'll get so much better recovery, all right? You will be less sore, all right, the next day. You'll be able to train more frequently. You actually train for longer in your workouts while taking them. At the same time, the electrolytes reduce your rate of cramping, okay? They improve your recovery again, and they actually allow your muscles to be far more relaxed. I know me, for example, I've been training pretty fucking hard lately. I've really taken it to another level, and I keep cramping every single day, just cramping, particularly in my hemis, because I deadlift a lot. And so I noticed that by taking the Sabido, just by taking a bit more magnesium and electrolytes, okay, this is before the Sabido stuff came out, I actually managed to reduce those cramps by doing so. I also feel a shitload better when I have a much higher level of electrolytes in my work, in my life, right? On top of that too, I see in my guys, everyone who works with me, that when we bump up their amino acid intake around the workout, they progress faster. That's it. That's just what I see. Pure observation from working with a very large number of people over a large amount of time. See, I've always been a massive fan of aminos because it's such an easy way to get protein in, but also because of the results that we just see, all right? The results that my team and I, Clint, Kim, Woodsy, Joel, the results that we see you guys getting every single day. So yes, that is why I'm such a big fan of the Sabido stuff. And by the way, guys, I actually don't get paid by Sabido. Funnily enough, I don't sell my ass. I actually promote products that I believe in, which is quite unusual in this industry. It's quite unusual in this industry. I mean, normally most people would have some fucking oxy-shred or something like that with their ass next to it or in between their tits as they're posting about it. But yeah, no, I actually don't get paid by Sabido. I actually just genuinely, I like Sean, the owner. He's a great bloke. And they actually make top level products, which is another rarity in this industry. Next up, the Fizz. Can you do a typical day in the life of Papa Shred? See the lifestyle show show us what it takes, what kind of routine and habits you have. Good question, man. I should actually film a full day. I'll do that soon. I'll get my video guy, Alex, and we'll do a full day in the life. But pretty much, man, my life is super regimented, okay? What I do every single morning, first thing, I'll wake up, I smash a litre of water, and I take my morning drink. That's what I do, okay? So when I'm currently out of greens, but I'd normally take some greens, all right, in the morning, smash a little bit of lemon, all right, and then perhaps a little bit of pink salt. then bang, a litre of water down. The next thing I do is then I get my Wheat Bix out. So I have gluten-free Wheat Bix every morning and smother it in golden syrup. Okay, so I smash that, put a bit of water or almond milk over it, and then nom 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 nom. I have between 4 and 10 at a time. Okay. After that, about half an hour later, when it spiked my insulin, so my blood sugars are fucked, and so I'm really, really hungry, I then have 4 eggs and 500 grams of bacon. Okay, so fry that all up, nom 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 nom, eat that down, smash another litre of water after then. From there on, I'll then be on my laptop. I'll start answering emails and taking phone calls. So I'll do emails and phone calls for roughly 4 hours or so, 2 to 4 hours. After that, I then get in the car, start taking more phone calls, head over to the beach, I have my next meal, right? So I'll be smashing down, something like this, what I'm currently chewing on. So these are the daily fuel ones. I've got to eat some more of this actually. Stop talking. So I smash something like that, right? What I'll have in that is always meat and protein. No, sorry, meat and protein. Meat and veggies, right? And then I'll smash a whole heap of oil over it, and then take as many nuts as I can. I'll then repeat that again while I'm at the beach. I'll have another meal while I'm out. All right, so that brings me up to a total of 3 meals. After that, I'll keep working on the beach, working, sunbathe for a bit, go for a stroll, take more phone calls. I spend literally all my day on the phone, talking to my team and on the computer, doing emails, programming systems, all that sort of stuff. After that, what I'll then do is I'll head on home. All right, I'll smash something pre-workout, so I'll either have about 100 grams of gummy bears, or I'll have, a shake, some fats, anything like that. And then bang, go hit my workout, train for an hour, hour and a half, bust my gut, try and make myself vomit. I'll be smashing aminos, EAAs normally. Intra-workout, I'll now be smashing the amino stuff. Post-workout, I smash some more aminos after then, and then smash the rest of my gummy bear packet. I have 220 grams of carbs coming from gummy bears every single day because I fucking love gummy bears. Oh my god, they're amazing. And then after that, what I do is I literally come home, chat with you guys on live, favourite part of my day, and then I have another meal. All right, normally chill out for a little bit, and then bang, another meal again, and then hit the sack. So that is my day. At the moment, which is pretty full. That's quite a typical day. But pretty much the main thing out of that is that I spend a shitload of time out at the beach, out of the sun, just getting outdoors. Because I find I get so much leaner when I do that. I mean, I can't even explain how much leaner I'm getting. I mean, look, quick cheesy ab shot, but like that's the light. Yeah, that's all right. But pretty much my abs are out completely, and I'm still chowing down. I'm back up to 5,000 calories a day now. Easy, and there's 500, 600 grams of carbs in that every single day. It makes a massive difference. So that is what I do. I think I've missed a couple of things out there. Normally I do a bit of meditation, right, in there as well, 15 minutes of meditation every single day. A small amount of stretching and foam rolling, probably about 15 minutes a day as well. And that is a pretty stock standard day too. Alright? Next, Timmy Nesbitt. Timmy's just asked, when you're at uni and on a budget, I know you mentioned drinking oil for cheap calories. Were there any cheap and decent protein sources you used to keep your macro split balanced? I know that you say having a high protein count is really important. Will it result in worse outcomes if my macros are skewed too much towards... Sorry, it's just cut out there, Timmy. I see that? Let me get the rest of your bloody thing. Alright, I can't see the rest of your thing, but I'm pretty sure I know where you're going. Look, high protein is definitely necessary. You need to have, really, I recommend a minimum of around 2 grams per kilo of body weight in protein. Up higher is better. I try myself to go for around 300 grams a day, which is putting me up between 3 and 4. When you're on a budget, all right, you can always do this. When I was at uni, I was making like $100 a week. That's what I'd lived off. I bought my supplements, my memberships, everything off like $100 a week. What I did in order to afford this at uni when I was poor as fuck, poor medical science student, what I was doing was I would go down to my local dodgy Asian butcher and I would buy in bulk. First thing first, I buy in bulk, and I buy the cheapest cuts in bulk. So blade steak, used a heap of it. On top of that too, I actually started wholesaling meat. So I actually started buying the meat in bulk and then selling it off as well. And that would actually pay for me to eat. Alright, so that's how I did it while I was at uni. Is I'd buy a shitload. I'd buy like 50 kilos of meat, 50 to 100 kilos of meat at a time, and sell it off. And yes, that would actually pay for my food while I was at uni. Quite funny that actually. But yeah, the big thing was just getting cheap cuts. You can get cheap cuts, heaps and heaps of them. Stuff like goat is great, super cheap. Yeah, blade steak is great. Ossobuco, oyster blade, all those things are really easy, and you can get really good chicken. The best places are the dodgy Asian stores because, man, they might be dodgy. It's probably not beef, it's probably not chicken, you don't know what the fuck it is, but it is still protein, and that's all that matters, alright? So that's what I recommend if you are on a really tight budget, okay? You must get your protein intake in. If you don't get your protein intake in, well, you're just not going to grow as well as what you could. I always see better results on a higher protein diet. Tim's asked again, is it true that certain muscle groups are better suited to either high or low rep ranges than other ones? No, that is not true whatsoever. All muscles will have, fast twitch, moderate twitch, and slow twitch, fibers. So no, there are none that are just gonna, respond much better. It's not like if you train back with 12 to 15 reps and then legs with 6 to 8 reps, that's the best way to go. In general, I'd recommend training everything with the same amount and making sure that you just periodize properly, okay? It's a marginal difference between two. I've heard people say that the hamstrings are predominantly fast twitch and all that crap, but honestly, I don't believe it. I don't see any evidence with my guys, and I haven't read any evidence which suggests that it does. Ben Hutchison. Have signed up for a 6-week program, includes nutrition plan, training program to suit my body weight free of charge. They're going to use it to get their name out. Planning on taking all the info out of it and use the knowledge to implement into my lifestyle. Thoughts? What knowledge are you going to get out of doing a 6-week program, man? All they're going to do is they're going to slap together a generic plan, bang, send it out to you, okay? They might say that it's, fully customized to suit your body weight, but that's really not that fucking hard because body weight doesn't mean anything, man. I'm 90, what was I today? I was like 92 kilos today. I've met plenty of fat people who are also 92 kilos, alright? If we got given the same program, I wouldn't get any gains, alright? And I don't know what had happened to them, but it wouldn't suit both of us. So it doesn't mean shit, man. You're just gonna get a real fucking tacky, easy program, and it's not gonna suit you for the rest of your life, dude. I'm sorry to say that, alright? Unless these guys are absolute wonders and they're giving something free of charge. With that being said, mate, anything that's good isn't free, right? Anything that's fucking cheap isn't good, right? There are people out there who are selling 12-week or 8-week programs for $50, right? It takes us, my team and I, it takes us a fair fucking while to write up a program, to fully customize it, to make it suit the lifestyle, to give you your support, to respond to your emails, all that sort of stuff. There is no fucking way in hell I could do a program for $50, right, and still feed myself. There's no way in hell that could happen, right? If you want something good, you pay a bit better. I mean, shit, we're not even that expensive. We're less than a case of beer a week, right? And it's still on the premium end of programs. Why? Because we actually customize our stuff to our guys and we actually go quite in depth, like very highly in depth. And the reason why other people can do it so cheap is because it's literally just spitting it out. Alright? They'll invest $5,000 in creating an algorithm in order to do it. They'll get your information in, so they'll get your weight, your age, right? And that's about it. And they'll spit you out some bullshit program, right, with using your macros or whatever, and that's it. That's why it can be done so cheap, and then you never hear from them again. Anyway, next question. Fred, how are you, legend? JC, I'm consuming 3.5 to 4 litres of water each day, but any tests I run, I seem to be dehydrated. Is this a problem? Any suggestions? Man, you should probably be drinking a little bit more water. I mean, I always recommend 70 mils per kilo of body weight. That is where you should be at with drinking water. Yes, it might be a lot. For a 100 kilo male, that's 7 litres of water per day. Really, in the grand scheme of things, it's actually not that much. I mean, shit, I just chug these bad boys, several times a day. I myself am hitting about 7 litres a day. And when I don't hit that, and when I'm only drinking 3 to 4 litres a day, I 100% seem to be dehydrated. Alright? Just drink more water, man. Sid has just asked, which uni did I graduate from? I graduated from Macquarie Uni, which is like 10 minutes that away, in medical science. Fuck, when did I graduate? 2 years ago. Oof, jeez, I'm getting old. 24 now, guys. I'm 24. What? The Fizz. How are you, legend? The Fizz just said, thanks, man. Sounds like a good lifestyle to have. Better than 9 to 5 office grind. That's actually a really, really interesting topic, because if you want to have optimal body composition, the 9 to 5 office grind is actually quite good. What it gives you is it gives you stability, security, okay? And it also gives you structure. When you have that, you know exactly what's coming. Now with me, right, yesterday I flew up to Brizzy and back, okay? So I had to meet up with one of my team. We had a few things going on that we needed to fix up. So I met up with him, Josh, absolute legend. And so I was up at 5, and I started working at 5, flew up to Brizzy, worked there the whole day, and then flew back. It was a total of 17 hours of work that I did throughout the day, okay? Stuff like that, mate, you look at those sorts of things and you think, fuck, this versus the 9 to 5 office grind. Now look, fuck, I wouldn't change my job for the world. I love what I do, absolutely love what I do. You know, we've got an awesome company, I work with a shitload of awesome blokes. Like you met Clint, you met Joel, Woodsy. I mean, I'm going to be promoting them more and introducing you to them more. I wouldn't change it for the world, but for a lot of people, that's actually not what they're about. They're not happy to work 17 hours in a day because it is tough. So yeah, there's actually pros and cons to the 9 to 5. Particularly with stress as well, I actually notice that people who work 9 to 5s and aren't business owners can actually get into better shape when doing comp preps because they don't have all the little stresses that occur while running a business. I've noticed for sure that it is a bit harder for me to stay leaner now that I am running a company, you know, quite a large one at that, and compared to when I was at uni and I was just working, you know, the bare minimum that I needed to, earning a couple $100 a week. Anyway, Dylan's just asked, yo James, what's your go-to if ACV gives you an inflamed gut? ACV actually can't give you an inflamed gut, right, if you're doing it right. So, we need to look at why you have an inflamed gut from ACV, because all apple cider vinegar is well, number one, it's an anti-inflammatory. Number two, it is hydrochloric acid. That's all it is. Right? It's just acid for your stomach. It is going to be anti-inflammatory, mate. It is going to reduce inflammation. What are your symptoms, Dylan, that you get from ACV? Joe Athar, how are you, legend? Joe said, I think carbs make me fat. Does it depend on different people and genetics? Yes, it can. It definitely can. The main thing that comes back to, if you think carbs make you fat, it comes back to your gut. 10 times out of 10. All right, there is no doubt about it whatsoever. If your digestion is shit, you're not going to be able to use carbs well. You're not going to be able to assimilate carbs well at all. All right? If your gut microbiome is out of kilter, it's not working well, it's not functioning well, okay, you are not going to be able to absorb carbs well at all. You literally eat carbs, you get puffy, you'll get watery, you put on fat, okay? That is just what happens. Literally, irregardless of your calories or your macros or anything, all right? We just need to fix your gut up, Joe. That is literally all we need to do, big fella. Next one, Travis. How do you cook your chicken? Reveal your secrets, big man. I don't cook anything. Literally. Cook my fucking wheat bix in the morning, my bacon and eggs. And I'm currently looking for a female to actually cook my bacon and eggs for me because girls are so much better at cooking than guys. It's not funny, so apply within. If you, well, refer a friend if you know someone who can cook good bacon and eggs. This is what I eat, bro. Alright, that's it. From Daily Fuel, they cook all my stuff for me. That's it. It is literally the best thing ever because, to be honest, I'd rather be working and making people shredded than cooking. So yeah, that's how I cook my chicken. Anthony, are supersets good for building? Yes, supersets are great for building. They're a very, very good way to improve your efficiency in the gym, increase your training volume, you know, while maintaining a decent amount of intensity. So yes, they're fantastic. Dylan's just said that apple cider vinegar gives him a burning sensation in the gut, just like a heartburn feeling. What you've got there, Dylan, is you've got a postural issue. So guys, all of you who get heartburn, here's a super fucking easy way to fix it. First things first, if you get heartburn, you go see your doctor, what they'll do is they'll put you on antacids. Fucking stupid. The reason why it's stupid is because the reason for heartburn is that you've got poorly digested food sitting in your small intestine, which pushes up onto your stomach, which then pushes the acid up into your esophagus. Alright? So what these fucking Muppets do is they give you more antacids, which means that the food doesn't get broken down in your stomach, which screws up your small intestine, which in turn makes the small intestine push gas back up into the stomach, and then from here, it pushes more acid up. Fucking dumb, alright? What you gotta do is, first things first, you gotta look at your posture. Now Dylan, I'll put $100 on it right now. Pull out $100, yeah? And I'll put $100 on and say that you're internally rotated. Your shoulders will roll forwards, and then your chest will be dipped down like that. When you do this, you actually squash your stomach ever so slightly. The first thing you need to do is open it up, alright? When you do that, the stomach's got more room to expand, it's much more relaxed, it's in a much nicer position, and it can function properly. The next thing that you need to do is you need to massage your small intestine. Without a doubt, you're going to have digestive issues, man, with your bowel movements. They're not going to be good whatsoever. I can 100% tell you that straight away. You need a massage on it. Get into colonic massages. Push them around. Okay? Push everything around. Make it move. Get rubbed there. You know, get a massage. Get relaxed. Take more GABA, more 5-HTP. And then it'll start going away. From there, you can start taking your apple cider vinegar again. You won't get any of the reflux sensation whatsoever, and you'll feel much, much better. On top of this too, you look like you lose about 5 kilos and gain 2 kilos of muscle mass, right? Just by doing that. Sweet? Thank me later. Guys, that's the thing. With your gut, if there's something going wrong in there, okay, you should never really, in general, you should never be taking medication for it. If you're getting reflux, okay, you shouldn't be taking medication for it. Heartburn, you shouldn't be taking medication for it. If you're getting diarrhea, you should not be taking medication for it. You need to fix the fucking problem, okay? That is what you need to do. The problem literally always stems from poor posture, excessive stress, low GABA levels. That's it, all right? You just need to fix them, and that's what I do with all my clients. Whenever somebody comes to me with IBS issues, all right, that is what we do. We fix them up completely, and literally within a few weeks they can go back to being better, all right? And then we just maintain them and constantly reevaluate and improve them up to about 100%. Next question. Aiden. By the way, Aiden, if you're still watching, I'm not sure if you saw in the last one, but you won our MVP from last month. So Mr. Speedo, Sean Cooper and I, we're going to be hooking you up with some subs, right? Which we'll be sending out to you shortly. As I said, recently lost 12% of my weight in 8 weeks. Is that going to be maintainable, considering that you were saying about losing weight quickly? This wasn't part of a challenge either. 12% in 8 weeks is less than, well, it's exactly bang on 1.5% per week, right? So that's fine. The other thing too, dude, is that in certain people, they can lose it quickly. It's more about the calorie restriction point. That's really what I was trying to, the point that I was trying to make. However, some people don't understand the point, the idea of calorie restriction just yet. So with that, man, if you lose 12% of your body fat in 8 weeks, but you're eating a shitload of food, it's fine, right? It literally doesn't matter. And man, look, let's look at your results. You're absolutely crushing it, dude. So I don't think that there's going to be, well, there aren't any negative effects from losing that 12% in 8 weeks. However, if you lost 12% in 8 weeks and you're grinding to get there, you're eating 600 calories a day, yes, you'd be absolutely fucked right now, okay? And you'd probably wanting to have a sleep. Does that answer your question? Fred's just asked, how highly do I rate colonics? After a colonic, don't we lose all the good bacteria with the bad? First things first, we need to stop looking at bacteria as good and bad. Bacteria are just there as like a side product of our lifestyle, really. If you're well rested, if you've got very, very good GABA levels, okay? If you have got a good diet, if you're looking after your gut, low levels of inflammation, all those sorts of things, you're going to have a very healthy gut microbiome. You're going to have a gut microbiome which makes you leaner, less inflamed, okay? Going to make you gain muscle more favorably, all right? So if we then go and blame the bacteria and say, oh, I've got bad bacteria in my gut, that's why I look like shit, it's actually incorrect, because the bacteria are altered by what we do to it. So if you then go and get a colonic and say, I'm going to get rid of all these bad bacteria and I'm also going to sacrifice a few good ones with it, you kind of got the wrong mentality. A colonic is good for reducing excessive amounts of constipation, all right? So when you get constipated, I know it's a little bit gross, guys, but we'll go through it anyway. When you get constipated, your stool gets really, really compacted. really, really tightly compacted. And it can actually block up your colon. It can actually stay there. That's what colonics are good for, because they get rid of the really, really hard poo which is stuck inside you and you can't get rid of it. After that, I don't actually recommend them at all. Right? Yes, they will get rid of all the bacteria in your stomach, or a large amount of the bacteria in your stomach. In your colon. Right? They'll get rid of a lot of it, and that's not always a good thing. You'll also notice that for a few days afterwards, a lot of people actually have poorer digestion than before the colonic. Okay, so I actually don't recommend colonics unless you're severely, severely constipated, which you shouldn't ever get to in the first place, because you should just come see me and we'll sort it out within a few weeks, very, very easily. Okay. Jason Dawson, do you still have the gut health PDF? I do, mate, but I don't know if I will release it again. I might talk with my guys and see if we want to do it or not. Okay, so check your inboxes, because we will offer to you if you want it. By the way, guys, if you do want any of the free stuff that we give out, because we do give out a lot through our messenger, pretty much just shoot us a message, okay? And what we'll do is we'll put you on our list, and then whenever we've got something that we're going to give away, we'll get in touch with you, all right? And you'll see a message pop up with us saying, hey, do you want some free shit that makes you bigger, leaner, smarter, stronger, all right? And you can just click yes, and then bang, we'll send it straight over to you. Anthony, constantly bloated. Recommendations, bro. Things to use and things to stay away from. Shoot us a message, man. It really depends on person to person. The easiest way to reduce bloating is to improve digestion by increasing acid in the stomach. But then at the same time, you've also got to look at your neurotransmitters and see how they're affecting your body. Hakan said, hi mate, what are your thoughts on intermittent fasting with the help of supplements to maintain muscle and lose body fat? By supplements, do you mean steroids or whatever? We're very, very open here. If you want to talk about steroids, I'm happy to talk about steroids with you, mate. So just make it clear, and then I'll answer your question afterwards. Nick Carter, how early in the year are you able to create a program? Not sure if you shut up shop for a certain period or not. Been in Thailand training for 5 months and have lost 20 kilos and want to keep the ball rolling. Fucking well done, Nick. That's awesome. 20 kgs in 5 months. That is epic. Absolute epic. What a great rate of fat loss. Mate, we actually don't shut down. Oh, well, look, we have Chrissy off because, you know, we do actually have lives, funnily enough. But yeah, no, look, we pretty much, we take off Chrissy. I'm going to be off on the 23rd, some of the 24th, 25th, 26th, okay? So they're the days we have off. But that's just off support. Everyone who gets a program beforehand, we will get it out to you before then. So if you want to start today, man, we'll actually have your program with you tomorrow. We write them really, really quickly. So we have normally roughly a 6 hour turnover, 6 to 12 hour turnover, assuming, you know, that you get your questionnaire into us at a reasonable time. If you want to chat, man, I'll get one of the boys to get in touch with you and we'll sort it out. The Fizz just asked, how can we get our GABA levels checked? Blood test. Good question. So you actually, there are urine tests that you can do in order to get your neurotransmitter levels tested. They're pretty shit, right? Very, very inaccurate. The best way to do it is actually by looking at your symptoms and seeing whether you need it. If you get anxiety, poor sleep, or anything like that, that is an indicator of GABA. So pretty much how I do it for my guys is I talk with you, and I'll tell you whether I think you've got it or not. And I'm pretty much 100% on. Not pretty much, I am fucking 100% on it every single time, because I've been doing this a lot. So yeah, man, the easiest way, the Fizz, you don't have it, alright? I'm pretty confident that you don't have it. You might have a mild one, but nothing too special, alright? How do you reduce bloating and smelly protein farts? For Unifizz, it's going to be standing up and improving your posture. If you improve your posture and you start breathing correctly, those things will go away straight away. The next thing that you need to do is you need to remove sucralose from your diet if you haven't already. So just get rid of it, okay? Even the sorbitol protein, I'd recommend getting rid of that and instead switching over just to the aminos. Now, Fizz has also said, actually, I find when I'm on the meal plan, the bloating is minimized. As soon as I eat like a dickhead, it hits me harder than before meal plan days. What does Papa Shred say, alright? Don't eat like a dickhead. If you eat like a dickhead, you're going to get results like a dickhead. You're going to feel like a dickhead, okay? You always, always, always make sure that you do not eat like a dickhead. If you eat like a dickhead, you're not going to get results. You're going to get digestive issues, all that stuff, okay? So whenever you're about to eat, think of Papa Shred. Think, what would Papa Shred do, alright? If you think that I wouldn't eat it, then don't eat it. Craig said, hey mate, what's a realistic gain goal for a hard gainer over a 12-week program? Good question, brother. Look, the thing is, with my guys, we don't actually look at weight for hard gainers. Because when people start training with me, they'll actually lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. Shock, you can actually do that. We see it all the fucking time. But yes, no, it does happen. So, for a hard gainer, look, man, if you can get an awesome rate of muscle gain is like 400 grams per month, right? I'd be lucky to get like 200 grams a month at the moment, right? That is what I'm going for. So if you can get between 100 to 400 grams of muscle gain per month, then that's absolutely fantastic, all right? Because on top of that, you're adding glycogen, water, increased fat stores, all those sorts of things. So yeah, man. If you're pushing up around a kilo a month, a kilo a week, you're going to be gaining a fair bit of fat. I've only seen several cases where people have gained an extraordinary amount of muscle in a certain space of time. So I've had a few people do one of my whole body methods. So I use whole body methods here and there. And pretty much, one bloke gained a kilo a week and got leaner, and we were having him on a shitload of food. We completely primed him for it. But yes, gained a kilo a week, which was like mind-boggling for me. I was like, dude, check your results, because that fucking doesn't happen, but it did. And that's probably the freakiest result I've ever had. Other than that, I've had someone gain 2 kilos in a month, lean, and actually visibly got leaner at the same time. So yeah, that's on like the extreme end, man. Unless you're on anabolics, growth is really quite slow, okay? It doesn't just happen overnight. And the other thing too is it's not linear. How growth happens is you get nothing, bang, spike, nothing, bang, spike, and so on. It doesn't just grow. You don't grow 100 grams a week exactly. You always go in little bursts like that. Cool? Anthony, how long should I spend in the gym, brother? As long as it takes. Should I be repping till failure every set? Yes, 100%. I'd definitely recommend that. All right. Okie doke. Oh, Vanez. Hey James, is it possible to stay lean and gain muscle at the same time? Yes, 100% you can. There's no reason why you can't. I do it every day. I mean, guys, you see me every single day. Each time you see me on this, I'm bigger and slightly leaner and just constantly, increasing, improving, my body composition. So yes, you can. There's no reason why you can't do that at all. All right. Now guys, I'm buggered, alright? 7:30 here. I'm going to go hook into some of my food. If you have any questions, join the Shred community. Now, if you also want to take your training to the next level, just shoot us an inbox, alright? We'll get one of the boys, we'll have a yarn with you. You can book in with one of my specialists, alright? Probably Joel will be the boy, be one of my guys taking on with that, alright? Knows a fuckload about lifting. If you need a hand, shoot us an inbox, say that you need a hand with your training, alright? We're happy to get in touch with you, alright? We're here for you. On that note, Papa Shred is out. I'll leave you all to it. Enjoy your night and we'll speak soon. Take care, guys.